This video is an introduction to Actuarial Playground, which is a visual and interactive actuarial cash flow model for a simple term insurance product. The main output from actuarial models is usually a value, and the Playground also gives you a visualization. This visualization has two main layers: summary dots, which we can turn off, and a stacked area chart of the cash flows. So from the insurance company perspective, premiums are a positive cash flow, and here they're the only one. And expenses, commissions, and claims are negative cash flows down here. And there's a lot of detail in this cash flow visualization. Initial expenses goes off the chart. And so summary dots can be useful to quickly interpret the cash flow profile leading to our results. In the Playground, you can manipulate model inputs and observe model behavior. And there are assumptions about cancellations, lapses, which are high here and then lower. And there are assumptions about mortality leading to death claims, which are growing as people get older. But if none of those two things happen, then we get experience positives. Under expenses and commissions, we can change our renewal expenses or maintenance expense values, inflation, other commissions. We can change this is like a lot of commissions up front or a flatter commission profile. Actuarial models make a lot of assumptions, and so actuaries need to be able to stress those assumptions in their models and understand their impact. So when we stress mortality here, can see original result and the stress impact and the new stressed result. And in our visualization, we're seeing our new stress cash flows. But for reference, we have these old summary dots shown like little ghosts, so we can interpret how our stress has changed our cash flows. And we understand a lot about numbers through comparison and reference, so we can also highlight here the cash flow impact of our stress. And we can see, of course, higher mortality leads to higher claims, and there's also a second order impact through lower future premiums. If you go really far in, you can see a very, very small positive impact from lower future expenses. But we're able to see all the effects very closely here. There are more stresses that we need for different calculations and purposes. The formulas for this actuarial model are all described in Calculang, and you can find them in here. And there's a technical note about the structure of the Calculang model in here and where it comes from. But also, just for convenience, the lapse rate formula is here, and you can change it. Now, how this model calculates premiums is going to be very informative about where to expect profits and losses. And so it says here that premium rates are derived from expected claims with a 80% loading on them based on discounted present values. So we can use our control over this model to very quickly sense check this. So if there's no allowance for expenses and commissions, if we get rid of the loading then, and if we turn on discounting, which is off up here. We expect to get 0. Premiums and claims should be equal. It more or less is. This difference is actually due to rounding at the cent level for the premium. If you want to, you can go in here, you can find out rounding, delete it, and you should get 0.00 here. And so we expect to make a profit or a loss depending on how this loading relates to expenses and commissions, the other cash flows. And when we turn on expenses and commissions, then here we're making a loss, but at a certain level, we make a profit. You know, at 80% our original level, we're doing very well here. But expenses are fixed per policy values, and commissions are related to premiums, but the loading is related to claims, and there will be policies with lower claims, therefore lower loadings. So let's have a look at what they look like. If we go to low sums assured and lower ages, and our expenses haven't changed so much. We can see they cover a large proportion of our premiums, claims, and we're making losses. And we're making losses at a lot of points here. And that just follows from our pricing. Even worse for females. So this is a cross-subsidy effect without having a higher loading or a different pricing rule at some points. Some model points are not profitable.